Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, VC, Bay City, Michigan. Also the North Central Chaplain for Broken Chains, JC. So this morning it is August 21st, 2023, and we will look at Proverbs chapter 21. Proverbs chapter 21 has a couple of different places where it actually says something like this: better to live on the corner of a roof than to share a house with a nagging wife. That's verse 9. In verse 19 it says, better to live in a wilderness than with a nagging and hot-tempered wife. Well, that seems harsh. Is Solomon saying that when you're having a disagreement with your wife, you pack up and leave? No, that's not what he's saying. You know, in verse 18, it says this: the wicked are a ransom for the righteous, and treacherous for the upright. Then it says, better to live in the wilderness than with a nagging and hot-tempered wife. So I want you to see something that I saw this morning. The wicked are a ransom for the righteous and the treacherous for the upright. We clearly know that that's not how this process of salvation works, because Jesus was perfect in every way, and he's the one that paid the price for us, right? So what is Solomon trying to say? I got looking at it, and the word ransom there is a word that means to coat with a substance that typically is like unflammable, okay? It covers, it's slimy sometimes. It depends on which substance it is. It can be tar, asphalt, or it can be, something much more slimy. But it covers over whatever is being applied to protect it. And I did the air quotes in case you're not watching and you're just listening. And it's not really a protection as much as it is a isolation. The word treacherous in this is a reference to clothing that conceal or change your appearance. So if you look at it this way, the wicked are that isolation piece. It keeps you separated from what's going on. And the treacherous, or the clothing, keeps you hidden or disguised from the upright. Solomon says it's better to live in the wilderness than with a nagging and hot-tempered wife. He goes on to say a few verses later, the one who pursues righteousness and faithful love will find life, righteousness, and honor. When it comes down to it, when we surround ourselves with people that are not looking to live a right life, we find that their slime covers us and isolates us. We find that we're starting to disguise ourselves and not be able to be seen by the upright. It's really important, guys, that we recognize that in all of this, we need always to be aware of what our surroundings are covering us with. And if it's covering us with a way that isolates us from what we need to be exposed to, or it causes us to be hidden from what we need to be encountering, then we need to separate ourselves from it. It's why he said, better to live in the wilderness than with a nagging and hot-tempered wife. It wasn't a bash on wives. Solomon just knew that a wife living in your house is going to be the first place that has that kind of influence. Just like a husband that lives with a wife is that kind of influence for that wife. And so sometimes it's important to get separated from. But in that separation, when that pulling back, that drawing near to what God wants for you, you have to make sure that you don't get connected with others that in the moment look good, look like they're going to protect you from all the scorching flames all around you. It's a word, and I can't pronounce it well. Bitmoth, something like that. The wicked are a ransom. That word means that coating of a flame resistant. Sometimes we want that because the world seems like it's on fire and we're afraid of it. But the reality is that isolation is worse than experiencing what we need to experience so we can be purified through the fire. Something to think about today. I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless.